Hey, because we've ended as lovers, let's continue with this. It's really a great tune. So, before I record me playing over the top of the rhythm track I just did, um, we need to know how to do a couple things. This is not a beginner tune, it involves lots of tricks. Um, so, anyway, trick number one, or skill number one, is you have to be able to bend the string to where you want it and to be in tune. You just can't randomly bend a string. You want to have a target, right? So that's the beginning. You got to listen to that pitch and then let it down and put a little wiggle on it. Okay? Now, the other part of that that's really important is being able to use your volume control with your finger. So the volume's all the way down, or maybe just a little bit up. Right? So I'm using this to get, they call it a swell. If I have a volume pedal, it's really cool. I'll do it again. Pick the string, bend it, open up the volume control, wiggle. Try not to have that string noise that I'm getting there, okay? Because when I slow these things down to show them or demo them, you start thinking about every little thing, and sometimes you just don't do it right then. Okay? So that's a skill you have to play the song, because he uses that kind of bending. All over this thing, okay? The second skill is that I do this thing, I call it pushing the notes. There's probably a technical name for it, but I don't know it. So, and when I push a note, I play a note, and I don't just pick the next note up, but I push into it. It's not a hammer-on. It's because, and I'm not picking, I'm using the force of the left hand to get those notes. You hear Santana do this quite a bit. And again, you put the proverbial wiggle on it. Okay? So you have to be able to move up the neck with the single finger and hit the notes that you want and push those notes along. Tuck Andrus is a great example of someone who has that skill mastered. Anyway, the other skill, the third skill, is what I've already been using, is this a really wide wiggle. Now, I'm going to say tremolo or vibrato. Somebody's going to correct me, so I'm going to call it a wiggle. And since I'm changing the pitch, I think that's vibrato. No, maybe it's tremolo. I never could keep that straight. It's like on your Fender amplifier. It's been labeled wrong since eternity. I think they call it tremolo, and it should be vibrato. And then they have an amp called Vibrolux. Go figure. So anyway, so you have to be able to do that. Then there's another important part of the song where he does a bend, and I can't slow this down and pull it off, but it's out of the C minor. You got to bend the third string on the, where am I at here? 8, 9, 10th fret. Go down to the C minor. Okay. Now, it's really hard for me to slow those things down and show them. I just kind of do them automatically. And I can do all kind of little games in there. C minor pentatonic, but I'm bending 3rd string, 1st string. Oops, sorry. I want to go to this note here. Making a mess of this. How I play an answer to that little lick. It's kind of a call. Push, push. Okay. So you have to have the wiggle. You have to have the swell. You have to have the ability to bend in tune and make the wiggle. And then you have this little lick up here, which is kind of the signature little lick he does in the jam. And then he also does a really cool thing, and I don't know that this is exactly what he's doing. I'm just going by what my ear heard. Those are trills. And I don't know where he's starting. It doesn't matter. Figure it out. Use your own ear. Second string. I do it on any string. Right? I gotta clean that up. And I pick it, trill it. Pick it, trill it. So practice those things and play with somebody. Make a recording of yourself playing the chords and practice those. Hey, when you do this bend, it's really, really important that you're in tune, okay? Have fun. I'll be back with the rest of it.